Alright. Is there anywhere we can go before we head over to the tavern? Maybe not that many places actually. Well, there's a thingy there.
If you say so.
Maybe we should go check it out. Or even the merchant here.
Make it be with you.
You sell schematics. Okay, I'm not really into that. A lot of schematics. Very nice. I'm good for now.
Make it be with you.
The tavern's right here.
Of course.
And then this leads outside the place.
See? What did I tell you?
Just thinking about the whole alliance now. If the Tevinter mages are gonna be like a thing that gets in between us and just the rebel mages, that...
Grandmother, I think we should go. Go? In the middle of the war? Don't be a fool, girl. We did not flee Redcliffe when the dead walked into our village. We will not flee now.
But there's no honor in staying here. If you feel like it's the right time to go, you should go. And right now there's a lot of rebel mages here, which means if a Templar came here, they might start indiscriminately killing everybody because they'll think you're mage sympathizers. Of course, I don't think the rebel mages here will not do anything about that, but...
Look at the sky and those stories about all that magic at the Conclave.
They're naught but stories, dear. Rabbit does not flee its burrow when it hears the wolf prowling about. Now is the time to stay close to home.
I don't know what the right call to make is either. Because if you leave, you might run into a rift, you might run into demons.
I am Sister Tanner. May I help you?
Are you a Chantry sister?
A lay sister only. I work here to help the poor and extend the Maker's kindness to those who need it. It is very busy work, especially in these times, but let me know if I can ever help you.
Farewell.
Walk with the Maker.
Well, she's not throwing a fit about us being in the Inquisition. Maybe that's a good start. Okay, that's the edge of the place. I'm not sure if we can go beyond that, but there are a bunch of little thingies around here.
Chantry will step in soon enough to put a stop to this foolishness, child.
See, the mouse does that once in a while.
Yes.
Redcliffe Village Chantry. Oh, wow. It's been so long. Remember we first met Tegan in here? So this is the part where they're flexing the increasing graphical fidelity and all that, right? Oh, look at this place back in Origins and look at this place now. Got a total facelift. Anybody around? Oh, but they closed off the sides. Is it okay for me to loot the Chantry? I wouldn't want to worsen our relations, but... The Paragon Bronca carving. Why is that even here? That's Orzammar stuff. Keeper Lightning Staff, 49. 49. But I have a purple one right now. 44. Okay, so it is 49, but if you look at down here, I think this is still worse than the purple one, right? Just based on this one turning red. Yeah. What about Vivian? So it's better for Vivian because she has some random ice staff. Oh, level 8, I'm sorry. One more level. Okay. Sure. I did give Cassandra the Swedish fingers earlier, and then that means everything else we can probably just take away, right? Like, even this one, it's not as good as the purple one because it has a whole bunch of green stats. So, you can just move these away. Sorry for holding Captain Longsword from Welonz Cousin's brother. We don't need it. We can probably take away this one as well. And Sarah's bow. I'm sorry, I would love to keep everyone's stuff, but they're not giving me a storage, as far as I can see. So even stuff like Cassandra's starting equipment, I feel like if I really want to make room, I gotta get rid of it. Even though it kind of worries me because I'm sure... Remember back with Aveline in Dragon Age 2? They were giving me crap about throwing away her sword and shield and all that when I didn't. All I did was keep it in the storage, that's all. No one in here! Everyone's outside. A little bit surprised because Chantry, wouldn't people want to pray here? It's a place of comfort. The troubles of a Chantry scholar. As students of culture, it is important to always recognize your biases. I wear my Chantry perspective openly, for if my readers do not understand the lens through which I view the world, they cannot account for how these biases may color my writing. Gathering accurate information. This is Brother Genitivi, right? Gathering accurate information is challenging in a place as vast and fragmented as Thedas. One man may go on at length about lurid dealings with a king, then refuse to provide his name or some proof of the account. Other sources may conflict wildly. Fixing travel to some of the more remote areas of the continent is nothing compared to the difficulty I've had finding contacts I can trust. I cannot tell you how many times reputable people have tried to deceive me, sometimes for personal notoriety, more often in the interest of a pet cause. Trustworthy Kunari, Dalish, and Tevinter contacts are especially scarce, and I prize those I've kept friendly. Often it is I who must earn their trust. Texts too can be unreliable. From extensive readings, I have determined that Andraste was a Ferelden Orlesian, who was born in every town from here to Hossberg. What little remains of elven history has been told and retold, shifted and skewed, until the tales are unrecognizable. I have particular respect for the dwarves, for there is no other people so obsessed with recording an accurate and complete history. If only the Shapers were as open as the skies they fear. No, but we learned earlier that the runes they record down, they don't even know what it means. Yes, it's accurate, but no one knows what it means. If I can be honest, the long reign of the Chantry has made the recording of reality at times a trial. Most common histories have been rewritten through the filter of my religion. Everything has meaning as it pertains to the Maker, and while this is unavoidable, it sometimes leads to the conflicts between what is officially taught by the Chantry and what I have seen with my own eyes. While my belief in the Maker is absolute, only a fool would ignore the lessons to be learned from other societies and religions. Take the Fade. Was it the kingdom of the Maker, as common knowledge dictates, or the realm of the old Tevinter gods? Few people would contest its existence, but beyond that, there is little agreement among scholars. Though there are many who would disagree with me, I have come to believe nothing is for certain. I've met too many people and encountered too many perspectives not to keep an open mind about these things. Brother Genitivi. His seminal work, In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar, of which we've read many entries from. And he's right. Very open of him to recognize his own failings, because everybody's worldviews are colored by their own experiences. Instead of trying to hide that or trying to pretend to be some sort of objective source for truth, it might be better to just simply disclose it and let people make their own decisions.
They say Andraste sent you to save the world. If it'll help save lives and bring peace, I'll be the first to believe.
I'm trying. I hope I don't disappoint.
I hope so too.
I don't see any other priests in the village. Where is everybody?
The Magister had the others escorted out for their own safety, but I refused. He can throw me out if he wants. Until then, I tend to my flock.
Is the Magister here right now? Didn't they say that he was busy with some other stuff?
Are you working for the Mage Rebellion?
Mages are children of the Maker, no less than the rest of us. They struggle no less with questions of faith.
Does that mean you support their freedom?
Given a choice between the Circle and death, most mages willingly gave up some small freedoms for safety. But the pendulum swings, and now it seems any restraint is too much. I think they should have a chance to prove they deserve freedom.
Probably also depends on who's the one making the restraints. Some random non-mage, some Chantry person who doesn't even know the plight of a mage, or the mages themselves. At which point, someone would be like, well, if you're gonna let the mages decide what their own restraints are, they'll basically give themselves complete freedom, and then,
What are your feelings on the mages working with Tevinter?
The Imperium burned Andraste. Since then, we have led 4 exalted marches against them. Yet in all those marches, they still acknowledged the Maker. Now I speak of him and the Magisters laugh. Something has happened, and I dread to learn what.
So the rebel mages, by a line with the Tevinter Imperium, the Chantry people would not like this, for sure. The Tevinter Imperium has been this thing shrouded in mystery the whole time to us. I think back in Origins, there was one point, was it in the the city elf origin? Or in the alienage, we saw the Tevinter mages like one time, but we don't really know about Tevinter people too well.
I will leave you to your duties.
Make us speed you, my child.
Maybe now's our time to change things, because it sounds like we're going to be getting to know Tevinter people better. Is that a good or bad thing? Well, we'll keep an open mind. How about that?
I'm pleased to hear it.
I think they're right there.
Good day.
Maker be with you.
I think they're right there. Hold up. Exclamation mark here. One-eyed Jimmy.
Please, are you with the Inquisition? As you've wandered, have you by any chance seen a ram that is, different? Lord Wolseley wandered off, and he's very special. If you could find him, I'd be most grateful.
Lord Wolseley, no!
What makes your ram so special?
Well, he's always brought the family luck, and his advice helped us make our fortune.
Your ram offered advice.
He's a very special ram.
Your ram has gone missing.
Yes, I'm certain that if he heard his Jimmy missed him, he'd come right back. He's likely at our family's old summer cabin. It's by the lake in the southern hills. If you do find him and send him back, I'd be happy to pay you.
I'm assuming I'll know it's him the moment I see him.
I'll speak with you later.
If you find my ram, please send him home.
Okay, I'll keep it in mind. He didn't give me any physical description of what the ram looks like. Hero in every port, Ballad of Nuggins. Oh, the best of us ran when the dreadnought was sighted. Nuggins, Nuggins, for he heard the call. Tripped 9 Kunari, and that's why he's knighted. Nuggins, Nuggins, as brave as he's small. Oh, a shore full of pirates, the worst set to happen. Nuggins, Nuggins, his heart pure and true. Tripped him an admiral, now he's our captain. Nuggins, Nuggins, for me and for you. Oh, the blight was upon us, and we found no pardon. Nuggins, Nuggins, now he'll make a stand. Tripped up the darkspawn, and now he's a warden. Wow! Nuggins, Nuggins, for all in the land. Oh, paraded through Kirkwall as hero and winner. Nuggins, Nuggins, stubborn and vicious. Tripped up a viscount, now he's for dinner. Nuggins, Nuggins, of course he's delicious. This Nug sounds like he's had quite the adventure. Maybe not alive anymore, though. Master Stiletto. Haven't had anyone who needs daggers yet. Alright. Alrighty. Fiona? What's the meaning of this? I thought they were standing right out here. What's the meaning of this? Tevinter Magisters?
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. First Enchanter Vivienne?
My dear Fiona,
Oh.
it's been so long since we last spoke. You look dreadful. Are you sleeping well?
Holy
What
god.
has brought you to Redcliffe?
Vivienne. It's good she's on our side is all I can say about her. What's she playing at?
Is this some sort of test? We're here because you invited us in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that means somebody drew me here on purpose. For what reason? To say that the Inquisition is with the rebel mages, and then the Templars will attack us? Uh-oh.
If it wasn't you who invited me here, who was it?
I don't know. Now that you say it, I feel strange.
What?
Whoever or whatever brought you here, the situation has changed. The Free Mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
Fiona, dear, your dementia is showing.
An alliance with Tevinter? Do you not fear all of Thedas turning against you?
As one indentured to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
Indentured! Indentured? You're basically a slave now? What the? The Grand Enchanter is indentured to a Magister? But something strange is definitely happening though. Okay, if the person we met wasn't Fiona, I wouldn't expect her to have any sort of weird reaction to it, right? But she's saying she feels funny. So was it possible that we met her earlier, but she was somehow brainwashed at the time? She seems like she can't do anything. It's not voluntary. I need to know who has authority now. Magister? Magister Alexius?
What about the giant hole in the veil that's spewing demons everywhere? You're just going to pretend it isn't there?
I am not forgetting the breach, but we can only fight one war at a time. The Templar threat was immediate. If we live, we can worry about the torn veil.
That's true.
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Dorian Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
Who the hell are you and where the hell did you come from?
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village.
Al Tegan did not abandon his lands during the Blight, even when they were under siege.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
You kicked him out. You kicked the Arl out.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
I don't think it's been done voluntarily, just based on what I've heard so far. How did you get the Grand Enchanter to be indentured to you?
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a Magister.
Our southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights. As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
And why would they want to join the Imperium? Being people who belong to Ferelden?
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was certainly very timely.
Uncannily so. Ooh, I have a very, very bad feeling about this. And this is making things really, really complicated too. Okay, the Inquisition's priority is the breach. In the backdrop, we have mages versus Templars. On the mage side, we are bringing in Tevinter. Tevinter versus rest of Thedas. Like geographical, country border, dispute things happening. This is a lot of complication.
What does the Imperium gain from taking rebel mages under its wing?
For the moment, the Southern Mages are a considerable expense. After they are properly trained, they will join our legion.
You said not all my people would be military. There are children, those not suited.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts are paid.
Vivienne, I want to speak to Vivienne about this actually. This is very strange. I don't like it. The Grand Enchanter did a vote for all the mages in the circle. She's like, okay, who wants to rebel? Who wants to leave? And let's assume it's something like 51-49. 51 for leaving, to rebel. So these people are set on rebelling already. And my understanding was that was an independent position that had nothing to do with Tevinter. And then now suddenly I come here to talk to the Grand Enchanter, and they're allied with Tevinter, so that they could one day, oh, please help us, Tevinter Imperium Magisters, help us, and we'll one day hope to become Tevinter citizens. What? Makes no sense. Let's stay cordial.
If you're leading the mages now, then let's talk. I'm sure we can come to an arrangement.
It is always a pleasure to meet a reasonable woman.
No, we can't. We're just listening. We're not. This is very not good.
Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I'm not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious indeed.
That's why we're gathering mages? To close the breach? Well, I was focusing on growing the power of my own mark. I guess, yeah, we need more lyrium, more magical power in general to hope to do something like that. Okay, sure, but I do not feel good about this. I don't want to be like, oh, please help us. No.
Well, when you're fighting a massive tear in the sky, you can hardly afford to think small.
There will have to be.
What?
Felix.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive my clumsiness, my lady.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time.
Okay, this is good.
Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
I don't like this at all.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
He gave us a note.
Wow, aren't we secrety?
There's no telling who or what will be waiting for us in that Chantry.
Come on, let's do something.
Yeah, that wasn't a... He was just trying to pass a note to me. I did like that we have a break here because I don't feel comfortable with making a decision in that moment. That was very... Can you guys stop walking? You're distracting me! Please.
Magister Alexius wishes only mages to remain in Redcliffe. He will approve of you. He does not approve of me. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
You're a Tranquil. You've got the mark. Tranquils are mages, aren't they? They're just the type of mage.
What does the Magister have against you?
He does not like to be reminded of what mages can become. He says all Tranquil must leave Redcliffe, but who would take us in?
I'll take you in.
How long have the Tevinters been here?
Magister Alexius arrived at nightfall, 2 days after we retreated from the Temple of Sacred Ashes. He forced anyone without magic out of the castle, save those he required to serve him. Even the Arl was sent away.
We need to talk to Tegan.
Farewell, then.
One moment. You are a member of the Inquisition, are you not? I am an alchemist. You must require potions. If the Magister will not have me here, perhaps I can offer my services.
Come.
We would be delighted to have you working for the Inquisition.
Thank you. While one lives, it is good to believe there is still a use for one's talents.
Yes, but don't be fooled into thinking productivity is the entire world, okay? You're free to live for yourself too. You don't have to be a productive member of society or whatever to be worthy of living.
The Inquisition, back again. Perhaps I can be of use.
What does the Magister have against you?
Never mind.
He does not like to be reminded of what mages can become.
Yeah.
Farewell.
This very brief meeting here has given me a lot to think about. I think I need to get out of the tavern first. It's a bit crowded in here.
We don't need your kind here.
Oh dear.
Your Inquisition's just Templars by another name.
Ignore her provocations.
Who are you?
Linnea. Just Linnea. Don't ask what circle tower I'm from, because we're done with that. We're all free mages now.
You'd rather bow to Tevinter than join the Inquisition.
Don't tell me you bought the Chantry's lies about how evil Tevinter is. It's just because they're ruled by mages. No one wants us to look at them and say their mages are free and the world hasn't ended.
You know, that's actually kind of a good point to make, because a lot of the codexes that we've read so far are, well, they're from Brother Genitivi, like he said earlier. He is from the Chantry. Maybe there's inherent biases in his writings, and maybe my own fear of the Tevinter Imperium is based off that, because I definitely feel very uncomfortable with doing anything with them. Is that warranted? I'm trying to keep an open mind, but that guy was definitely evil looking, evil sounding, and just the way Fiona turned into a slave basically in front of him, I'm not a fan of that. No, I think it is warranted, even without having read anything about Tevinter beforehand, just based off this interaction.
But don't Magisters summon demons and practice human sacrifice?
The Chantry says whatever they think will scare us. What's wrong with blood magic? People don't like the idea of us controlling their thoughts, but they have no problem with us throwing fireballs in their wars. In Tevinter, the mages police themselves. It works.
Does it work? Does it work? I don't have enough information on Tevinter to know, but I feel like we've read a lot about how... we've read a lot of crap about Tevinter, and more negative than positive.
I'm here because I believe mages deserve their freedom.
Right, and I'm the Empress of Orlais.
I want to help you. Turn into that? That made Cassandra upset. Great.
Go back to your Templars. We don't need you.
She is upset. She is upset. I feel like I need to reconvene with my party somewhere, but everyone here is kind of anti-mage freedom, for one reason or another right now. The crows and Queen Madrigal. The first crow refused to speak, even when we put hot coals to the soles of his feet and peeled the skin off his face and hands with a paring knife. He opted instead to chew through his own tongue and choke to death on the blood. The second captive repeated what we already knew. Queen Madrigal went on a hunt and did not appear for the evening's festivities. Her body was later found with 4 steel swords through the chest. I asked what he knew about one of the 4 swords being a replica of Hesarian's Sword of Mercy. He had not heard about that, or at least claimed as much. He later died on the rack, smiling slightly. Hesarian's Sword of Mercy is the sword that Hesarian used to kill Andraste, right? So that she would stop burning on the pyre. The third crow must have realized he would not leave the dungeon alive. He seemed to hope that by angering Master Fior, he would earn himself a quick death. The crow tried our patience with pithy comments, while Master Fior was trying to work. At one point, he made a remark about Fior's mother, which I shall not repeat here. I will admit feeling admiration for his ability to retain a capacity for coherent speech, and even some wit, while under extreme duress. Amidst his useless chatter, this third crow did raise an important point. His guild has a reputation to uphold. They are ruthless, efficient, and discreet. How would they maintain such notoriety if agents routinely reveal the names of employers with something as banal as torture? This gave me pause. I called for a halt to the session. After some thought, I stabbed the man through the heart and set the 4th and 5th crow captives free. If there is a confession to be extracted, it will not be done with pain. I recommend we abandon this course of action. The Antivan crows killed the Antivan queen. They're that tight-lipped? I wonder if we'll see Zevran again.
Inquisition, huh? I wish to holy Andraste you'd gotten here sooner. These Tevinters make my shoulder blades itch.
You don't like it either, do you?
You're not happy with this new alliance?
Something's not right about that lot. They're not like us. Magic or no, I'd rather count myself among decent folk than stand with Magisters.
How did the Grand Enchanter end up working with Tevinter?
1 minute, we were bracing for the Templars to attack. The next, we had a Magister ally. It was a stroke of luck that's given us an edge. In a way. Out of the frying pan.
We still don't have any answer for how we saw Fiona at Val Royeaux. Like, what was that?
Who are you?
Name's Talwyn. Formerly of the Circle of Magi in Hosberg. Lived my whole life there. Since I was 10 years old and came into my magic. 3 meals a day. Quality education. A roof over my head. If you're not summoning demons, a mage tower's a fine place to be.
If you were happy in the Circle, why are you here with the rebels?
Where else can you be?
We're all rebels now. The vote saw to that. The majority wanted to dissolve the circles. The rest of us went with them or were cut loose.
There are still some of us who are loyal in the Empress's court.
I figured I'm better off with my fellow mages than on my own.
It's easier to go with a majority opinion, because otherwise you'll be alone.
Goodbye.
Be careful. The Tevinters likely aren't happy you're asking questions.
Curious why the son sent us a note if we were already talking to his dad. So he wanted a chance to say something without other people hearing. Even though he was already controlling the entire flow of the conversation up until that point. The annulment at Derismuid. When we heard of the injustices against our fellow mages at the White Spire, Valrayo, the circle of Magi in Valrayo, I feared what was to come. Our circle at Derismuid is small and isolated. It exists largely as a facade to appease its Chantry. When the other circles rose up, the Chantry sent seekers across the bay from Aislay to investigate. They found us mixing freely with our families, training female mages in the traditions of the seers, and denounced us as apostates. Perhaps they thought we were spineless robes who could be intimidated with a little bloodshed. Before I was Enchanter, I was the daughter of Captain Rivaud of the Felissima Armada. I know how to plan a battle. They brought with them a small army of Templars. We fought, and we might have won, but they invoked the right of annulment, with all the unrelenting brutality that allowed. It is their right to put screaming apprentices to the sword, burn our tainted libraries, crush irreplaceable artifacts under their heels, tear down the very walls of our home. No mage has the right to disagree. We of the Derismuid circle wait now, behind barricades. I have sent word to our brother and sister, mages of this outrage. When they break through, we will not die alone. First Enchanter Ravella. Slain in Derismuid recently. I don't know. I don't feel good about this, but I also... It's not like... Everyone's acting so weird. The Lord Seeker's being weird by Cassandra standards, and then Fiona, we don't know what's wrong with her, but she seems like she's brainwashed. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. If anybody we currently knew had anything to do with the breach, I would first guess Tevinter. So Tevinter mages being here now doesn't make me feel good. Seers and the Alls met. 23rd of Ferentis. When I set off for the capital of Vervain, I did not anticipate arriving in the middle of a little provincial festival. The streets are thick with fishermen and farmers coming in from the countryside for some gathering. Rural life apparently breeds fierce rivalries. I've seen more than one fistfight erupt in the square outside the inn. And do they call this music? Excellent wine, however. It must be Antivan. Next day. The arrangement is sealed. The merchant had more jewelry on his head than Orlesian women do on their fingers, but anyone willing to sell me silk at this price may dress however they please. Sabol, whose title is Anna Een, is an amiable sort who offered to show me Alsmet tonight. Apparently the village leaders, hedge mages they dub seers, travel to Derismuid twice a year to meet in council, forge trade agreements, and publicly pledge loyalty to Ravain's queen. Deals made at Alsmet are seen as especially auspicious. Sabol warned me that sometimes hotheads will attempt to settle old feuds before these seers decree binding judgments here. But there are also feasts, lavish gift-giving ceremonies, musical contests, and other rustic nonsense. This explains the rabble. Still, it might be amusing to sample the local color. I've just witnessed a loudly public exchange between two men trying to outdo each other with ridiculous boasts in the square. The most extravagant lyre was applauded and decorated with wreaths by the crowd. The Ravaini are lively, I'll give them that. And not at all afraid to drink with a Tevinter. Oh, this is a Tevinter person. Ha! Peasant Oath threatened me after I tripped into him at feast. Bit of fire cowed him. Impressed ladies, too. What enlightened attitudes. These people have fantastic, lovely dancers here. Must rem to get vintage from innkeep. Label was blue. Getting a little bit drunk. And then, next day. Find out who's sleeping on top of me. Bring more robes next year. Wow, sounds like a wild party. Somebody from Tevinter, huh? Are you glowing, Sarah? Is that just sunlight glowing, or... Oh, we should probably read about that Magister, huh? Which one do you think it is? This one? Magister, Geary, and Alexius. Lords and ladies of the Magisterium, before we vote on the budget for this latest measure against the Kunari, I would ask that we take a moment to consider the state of our institutions of higher learning. The Circle of Merathus is more than 10,000 years old. Dorinius the Dreamer himself was born within those walls. It continues to be a source of wisdom and guidance for the best and brightest of the Imperium's youth. Yet, it falls into disrepair. Magister Aurorius has made her case several times for increased funding to the circles, and as yet, her appeals have gone unanswered. Magister Viren has spoken at length on the threat of the Oxmen in the north, a tide of brutality that we alone hold back. Let me add this. How shall we defeat the Kunari? How have we held back their advance all these long years without support from the other nations of Thedas? You know the answer. Magic. It is our magic that holds the beasts at bay, and through the ingenuity of our magic, we will drive them from our shores forever. My friends and colleague, this is the battle we prepare our apprentices, sons, daughters to face. They need the resources to discover new magic, new techniques. They can lend us an advantage in this endless war. They cannot do this while roofs crumble over their heads. Repair the circles. Let the Imperium's future be more than slow decline to the marching steps of legions. This is pretty recent. He sounds like an important Tevinter Magister, not just some, lowly mage. And he's here now? Well, of course we're gonna go to the Chantry and see what they want from us.
Of course.
But I don't feel good about anything. The Magister did say we'll conclude our business formally later on. So I'm hoping he won't make me make a decision here. His son. He made his son do that whole charades thing. That was weird. Maybe his son wants to say something independent of what his dad thinks? That could be possible, I guess.
Would that I could. Right. That's why.
What the hell?
Good. You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
What's happening here? Excuse me? Why is there a rift in the Chantry? Where's Felix? Oh! Get rid of them. That guy's not doing anything. He's just standing here. We good? We good? No, we gotta wait. Wait, we shall. Get away from me, all of you. I don't see Felix anywhere. See, nobody can close the rifts without me. I don't know what they do normally. They just sit here and try to kill the demons, but they can't do anything about the opening rifts.
Fascinating. How does that work exactly? You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Who are you?
Ah, getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Pavus, most recently of Minrathus. How do you do?
Another Tevinter. Be cautious with this one.
Suspicious friends you have here. Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Oh, great. Now I have even greater cause for concern.
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
You're saying his dad and what he is doing right now are separate?
Alexius couldn't jump to Felix's side fast enough when he pretended to be faint. Is something wrong with him?
He's had some lingering illness for months. Felix is an only child, and Alexius is being a mother hen, most likely.
Are you a Magister?
All right, let's say this once.
I'm a mage from Tevinter, but not a member of the Magisterium. I know Southerners use the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
So you're a Tevinter mage, is what I'm getting at. The details? We'll think about that later.
Are you the one who sent that note, then?
I am. Someone had to warn you after all. Look, you must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
The same way that rift outside Redcliffe was distorting time?
He arranged it so he could arrive here just after the Divine died.
You catch on quick.
Manipulating time itself? Many have attempted over the ages, but never once succeeded.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
Does it have to do with a rift? Okay, back up. Let's back up a little bit. Who are you? Why are you helping us? You told me Alexius used to be your mentor. Used to being the keyword here, right? Because it sounds like what you're saying is you want to go against him.
I'd like more proof than magical time control. Go with it.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never get it to work. What I don't understand is why he's doing it, ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lackeys.
He didn't do it for them.
Took you long enough. Is he getting suspicious?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter supremacists. They call themselves Venatori. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Me? They want me.
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Or they see you as a threat.
If the Venatori are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
A little bit earlier, when we were still thinking, oh, do we want to contact the Templars or the Mages? And then we had that discussion with our advisors about, oh, but what if the Templars are the ones who caused the breach? Or maybe it's the Mages. Yes, it's important to consider those possibilities, but I feel like because in the very beginning, at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, we heard that booming male voice. That immediately told me that, okay, it's probably not as simple as Mages did this, or Templars did this. The voice could have been a Templar or a Mage. Well, between the two, I would be more inclined to believe it's a Mage, but what kind of Mage? Not a Rebel Mage, I would assume, but the Tevinter Mage? Seems more likely.
Alexius is your father. Why are you working against him?
For the same reason Dorian works against him. I love my father, and I love my country. But this? Cults? Time magic? What he's doing now is madness. For his own sake, you have to stop him.
It would also be nice if he didn't rip a hole in time. There's already a hole in the sky.
Well, between the Magister or these guys seem a little bit more trustworthy. But I don't know. Especially that Dorian guy. He sounds like the kind of... he sounds like a womanizer. Like those charismatic people. We gotta be careful of people like that.
Do you have any suggestions?
You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first step in turning it to your advantage. I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way for now. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to be there. I'll be in touch. Oh, and Felix, try not to get yourself killed.
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
Okay. Well, that was... Right, so we're not gonna continue the deal for now. We just heard about it. Curious what people around us think, especially Vivian. Very curious. Is that it for the time being, then? Can we still go to... Oh, no. Both of these require us going to the war room. Okay, we'll go back soon. Let me just maybe... There were a few landmarks here. Can we get those first?
Oh, demons don't scare me. I'll fight 10 at once. Ease up, big horse.
It's not arrogance if it's earned, Sarah dear. We'll see if he deserves it.
We'll see. A lot on my mind right now. Who the hell are you? Were you here before?
You're from the Inquisition. I didn't think you'd still be here. Were you really looking to ally with us?
I don't know if I want to say this in front of my party members.
Is that so hard to believe?
Everyone blames us. The Templars left the Chantry too. That's worse, isn't it? They took an oath. Yet everyone calls it the Mage Rebellion.
Yes.
We're the ones they hate. What choice did we have? Stay and be slaves?
There are better ways than war to affect change.
I hope you can do something. Tying ourselves to Tevinter. That can't be the right way to end this.
You don't approve of the Grand Enchanter's decision?
I was there when we voted to leave the Circle. She really seemed to care what we wanted. She was ready to rebel, but she wasn't going to unless it was the will of all mages. It's hard to believe she'd go behind our backs and sell us to the Magisters.
She didn't consult with anybody. A person who's ready to break free and rebel just doesn't seem like they would be ready to go be a Tevinter citizen. That's just... Something's weird, like Dorian said.
How long has Magister Alexius been here?
A day or two after. After the Conclave, he arrived. Come to save us from the wrath of the Templars, they said. But this doesn't feel like safety.
It would make a lot of sense if they made the breach and then came here right after the breach was made, because they had the pre-knowledge to know when the breach was gonna happen.
You seem young to be part of this.
I'm Lysas. I came into my magic when I was 9 years old. Templars came into the alienage and took me to the Circle. They didn't even let me say goodbye. It's not right. I studied hard. I passed my harrowing. I sing the chant. But I'll be locked up for the rest of my life.
Take care of yourself. There's something strange going on.
I never thought the Grand Enchanter would swear to a Magister.
I didn't think so either. I don't think we should think it's that way because something is definitely wrong. Did I go down here? Maybe not right down here. Okay, there's nothing here. The castle in the distance. Can we still visit the castle, I wonder? Hey, remember that mill? I think we were talking to Tegan for quite a bit at that mill before. Oh, the Widower. That's right, we were here. Yeah, we can do some of the stuff around here first before we go. But I do want to get the landmark that I've been missing because I keep going down this way.
Pleased to hear it. Make it be with you.
Oh, this?
We all did. Make it be with you.
The Inquisition. Thank the Maker you came. Tell me you're here to reinstate the Circles and end this madness.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
Hanley Dervain of the Cumberland Circle of Magi. I heard of your miraculous survival at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, and I am so honored to meet you.
Because he thinks I'm some Andraste herald again.
I thought this was the stronghold of the rebellion. Why do you want the Circles back?
I never supported this rebellion. I'm a loyal Andrastian, and I deplore the chaos this war has wrought. The Templars rebelling, the murder of the Most Holy. I can scarce live with the guilt.
Then what are you doing in Redcliffe?
The Circles voted. Rebellion won out. What was I to do? Launch a counter-rebellion on my own? I followed my first enchanter's lead, as I always have. She brought us here.
I take it you don't support the Tevinters.
Andraste's ashes, never. They don't even sing the right chant. And they sacrifice children, don't they? I don't know how the Grand Enchanter could think of accepting their offer. You can get us out of this bargain, can't you? Before we're all shipped off to the Imperium like cattle.
But there's a double problem with the Tevinter involvement. Like, from a political, geopolitical perspective, we don't want Tevinter people here. And then even from like a Chantry religious perspective, they worship a different divine, the Black Divine. They do something else entirely.
I haven't seen anyone from Tevinter in the village.
They're all at the castle, plotting, no doubt.
Thank you for your time.
It's been an honor.
Can I visit the castle? We will have to check. Hero of Ferelden. Hey, why are you not showing it to me? Oh my gosh, come on, please. I just want to read about the Hero of Ferelden. Okay, I'll read this in a batch when we get back to the war room later, maybe. For now, we'll just walk around.
Is there something you need?
What do you sell? Weapons? I think I'm good. I will sell my valuables. Paragon Bronca carving. These are all too many breaches, 16 coin. Sorry, Cassandra, you're it doesn't even sell for anything. I can't believe I had to sell that. Oh man, that's These rings. Level 2. Yeah, I know what. Just I don't know. Worn by Kunari officers. Do we really need it? I'll do a big adjustment once we go back home. Not right now. We're okay for now. 26. We're fine. Did you have something behind you? Outside? Ferelden culture. Fereldens are a puzzle. As a people, they are one bad day away from reverting to barbarism. They repelled invasions from Tevinter during the height of the Imperium with nothing but dogs and their own obstinate disposition. They are the coarse, willful, dirty, disorganized people who somehow gave rise to our prophet, ushered in an era of enlightenment, and toppled the greatest empire in history. There are a few things you can assume safely in dealing with these people. First, they value loyalty above all things, beyond wealth, beyond power, beyond reason. Second, although they have nothing in their entire country, which you are likely to think at all remarkable, they are extremely proud of their accomplishments. Third, if you insult their dogs, they are likely to declare war. And finally, the surest sign that you have underestimated the Fereldens is that you think you have come to understand them. Oh, written by Empress Selene. Let's check this out. There's a question mark here too.
How? It's been an honor.
Something here?
The merchants coming in now say there are countless bodies lying
If you say so.
butchered on the side of the road. If not for the Inquisition, it would have been even worse. And we hid here behind the village walls and did nothing.
What could we have done? Gone out and died with them?
We'll make good use
If
of
you
it.
can't help,
Thank you.
yeah, just hide, okay? It's not a given that everyone can help. Can we not open any of these?
They'll never really like you, Vivi.
Sarah dear, whatever has your scattered mind conjured now?
The knobs in Orlais. They barely like their own kin, and you're a mage.
Your failing, among many, is that you presume I desire approval. Power does not require that I be liked.
Well, halfway there then.
Cassandra barely getting a word in here between these two. Sorry, I keep doing that. I just wanted to click. I can't even click on people to activate them now. Yikes. Yeah, I was trying to see if Sarah could open this. Deft hands, fine tools. We gotta wait. So there's a thing in there. Hinterland's healer.
Too many people dying for want of simple herbs. My apologies. Can I help you?
Are you running short of healing herbs?
Yes. We've many injured from attacks by those cursed Templars. I need the herbs to treat people's wounds. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather more. I've a list there of the herbs I need.
I can probably give you some.
There are refugees at the crossroads who would benefit from a healer.
Of course they would. These attacks by the Templars have endangered countless innocent lives. But if I go to the crossroads to help, I might end up in danger myself. I doubt those refugees would risk their lives for a knife here. Why should I risk mine for them?
Well, I was hoping for some unity in dire times.
The Inquisition honors the efforts of all who are willing to help in these dark times. Help the refugees, and we will ensure that you are protected and respected.
All right. If the Inquisition soldiers are there, I might be safer regardless.
Oh.
I'll see you at the crossroads soon. Just give me a moment to gather my things.
What part about that did Sarah like? Curious.
May I help you?
Do you want herbs?
Are you running short of healing herbs?
Yes, I need. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather more. I've a list there of the herbs I need.
Goodbye.
Stay safe out there.
Did you give me a quest? Convince a healer to help the crossroads refugees. We just did that, right? She was convinced. Was she not? Was she not? Yeah, taking the blood lotus to the lake. Flowers for the widower. Mercenary fortress. Oh, it just took a while. Oh, the list is right here. We got it.
May I help you?
I found some of the herbs you were looking for.
This is exactly what I needed.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome. Okay. Yeah, there's some stuff in here, but not this time.
May God be with you.
Not this time. Just having to think here. Things have gone.
You're smirking again, like in that fight before. What's so funny?
The simplest spell had you white as a sheet. I've shrugged off worse in practice.
Well, sorry I'm scared of the stuff I've been warned about my whole life, like most people who aren't seekers.
I apologize. I could help if you're willing.
Oh.
No, I have things to do. You can help by standing in front of me.
That I can do.
Hey, you know, in a weird way, I could see Cassandra and Sarah being friends. Cassandra is pretty respectful and polite. I mean, even if she disagrees, she's not gonna throw a fit about it. And yeah, she's nice to everyone. Getting the feeling we should go back. Maybe, should we go back right now, though? I haven't done any of the... Oh, I'll get that first. The landmark. Is it up on the other curve? Could we find Tegan to talk to? I don't even know what do I want right now? Just so much has happened. Fiona, I wish we got to talk to her a little bit more. But she was all like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you because I'm indentured now.
Impressive craftsmanship to remain standing after such abuse.
Redcliffe Windmill. Oh, this was the windmill. These ruins mark the spot where a windmill once overlooked Redcliffe Village. It was destroyed in the last days of the Blight when Darkspawn attacked the area and was never repaired. How do we get that then? You're telling me we just can't get it? What did they make it then? Oh, hold on. Haha! Kunari Buckler. Great. That's it. Oh, so we can't go any further then, that's it. Which is to say we can't visit the castle then? At least not for the moment.